All right, guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. It makes me sick, but I have to go over it. There was an earnings call today, AMC. Guys, this is the last 5 years right here of all the financials for AMC. I did not include today's earnings calls numbers. Why would I? These guys are full of fluff. If you hear how they talk when they do an earnings call, they actually shell out percentage increase versus 2020 and just back and forth, or versus the first quarter to the second quarter and things of that nature. It's like you weren't open fully in the first quarter. Second quarter, great. You finally got going again, but you also got to understand that P3 or quarter three, has what? 4th of July, all the busy months for the movies. They're doing amazing. So it's always going to be up in quarter three. That's the biggest quarter for most companies. But all right, for movie theater companies, I apologize. But you have $1.8 billion on the books. That's another thing you brag about. Take away the $200 million that's actually credit, not actual money that you have, and you're liquid for about $1.8 billion. So $1.8 billion, but yet your deferred rent is almost $400 million. So you're not paying your bills. You're making minimal payments. It's like you're paying little things, and the interest is going to come creep up on you. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you guys why 2016, 2015, 2013, 2012, all those years were way better than what they're doing now. And that was all before Adam Aron. Adam Aron made a bad deal. He came into the company in 2016, decided to buy more movie theaters, Carmack movie theaters, where he's getting sued because of that deal, personally. Additionally, he actually bought Odin movie theaters that are losing money. Everybody's losing money. They're not making money, but they're going to tell you that they're doing better and that they're almost to the 2019 levels. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to be at 2019 levels. You don't. But the operating expenses or the operating money on hand when they were in those years was $300 million. That's usually what they had. But we know that they actually inherited and they got crazy with the $5 billion debt that they're at right now. They're at $5.5 billion. They're not eating into that. And I'm going to explain it to you like this. The total assets of this company, whether it be the fact that they've lost $1 billion worth of buildings and assets, and it's called PP&E, right? So PP&E is the property and the equipment. So what is it really worth? What is this company really worth? And you'll look at it here. It used to be worth $7.4 billion. Now it's worth $6.4 billion. So they lost $1 billion on assets alone. But when you look at total assets of the company, they're $2 billion less today than they were previous in 2019. So that's $2 billion less on assets. And that matters. That matters to a lot of investors, and that matters to credit companies. Because when you're going down in assets, that means you're cutting your losses. And even though it's great to cut losses and cut bait, there's still losses. So short-term debt and the short-term debt and the credit terms that are associated with that, they were actually at $87 million. It was manageable. And they bumped that all the way up to $634 million. So over $500 million, 8 times more short-term and current long-term debt. So that's the first thing. Next thing is, I will jump down to the non-current and long-term debt. So this is the craziest part you've ever seen in your life, guys. This is where bad business decisions really show on the books. These guys were going under no matter what. And that's what the whole world's telling you. They were at $4 billion in debt. They were at $5 billion in debt. Now, $9 billion in debt, all the way up to $10 billion. Oh, I know, Marantz, but it's $300 million less. So I'm explaining it to you guys the best way I can. If they're at 10.4, take away what they're worth, 6.4. They owe more than what they're worth by $4 billion. And all you have is a 1.5 billion, 1.5 and some change. That's all you got, but you owe 10.4. It's right here plain as day, guys. This does not go away. This is not going to go away, the $10 billion. So, total liabilities, total everything, as you look at this company, their $12 billion is the issue. It's a $12 billion issue. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what you're worth. Your total assets are not going to be able to offset that terrible long-term debt and short-term debt, which total would be $11 billion. They're worth 6.4. You go and do the math, guys. I promise you, they're down $5 billion. It's not a fake number. How do you recover the $5 billion? Let's have that conversation. Well, operating revenue. Operating revenue, they used to net $5 billion. And then another $5 billion. And another $5 billion. And now we're down to 500 million. Even right now, where they say they actually operated at $762 million this quarter, still does not put them back to where they were at 5.4 billion. But the 5.4 billion, guys, on the operating revenue net and they're at $1.4 billion for the year right now, okay? They are barely doing $1.1 million per movie theater. 1.2 maybe. They used to do $7.8 million a movie theater. They used to do 7 times more than what they're doing right now. So you really want to know where this momentum's going with this company and how great they are? They can't even touch. They can't even sniff what they used to do. And I'm talking about 2013, 14, 15 when they were a profitable company. But in there, a bad apple came in, a bad partner, a bad person. Adam Aron came in there and made the deal of a lifetime. For whom? I'll never know. I'll never know why, but you can't recover from it. Cost of revenue. We see the differences here. It's pretty wild to even think that they're going to be making money anytime soon. And they say they're going to have a net income of some kind this next quarter, but COVID took them out. COVID put them out $4.5 billion. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how many bags of popcorn you sell. I don't care what kind of popcorn lemonade stands you have going on. It's not going to happen. He will tell you, though, however, they're working in deals with third-party companies trying to talk things out as far as crypto and NFT and anything he can say to trigger the crowd. But I can always say third-party companies. I can, and you know why? Because you never hired for it. Because you haven't hired for it, AMC, nor have you hired any factories. Have you done any distribution deals for popcorn? Do you have any marketing plan for your popcorn? No, instead you brag about your commercials you make with Nicole Kidman. You're paying $25 million for advertising, and the only channels you advertise on is CNBC. The only channel you advertise on is the investment channel because you hope people invest off that information. Not a single person to get them into the movie theaters. That's not happening. It's absolutely wild. But hey, they're doing the best they can, I would assume. I'm looking at it really quick. I'm going to go down this really quick because I'm going all the way down to the part that matters. Obviously, they're in red here, huge percentage points. We get all that. But let's go down right here. Common shares outstanding. You guys, you want to be a profitable company, you want to be great. Look at their shares that they have. At 127 million shares, they tightened the grips on them. They brought them down to 103, and then they doubled them. They doubled them out of nowhere for the COVID to actually survive COVID. They're like, okay, we'll double them. And what was happening? It was getting shorted out of this world, supposedly, to everyone. Well, when they doubled them for that 224 million shares back in 2020, they actually sold them to Wanda. Wanda bought them at $2 to $3 a piece. Go check December's 13K filings, 13F filings. Go look at it, please. Wanda's there. And then you're going to go to this year. This year when retail, they got excited. And now, so did Adam Aron, by the way. And that's why he's so excited. Because he went ahead and diluted the shares all the way up to 513. I'm telling you right now, Adam Aron's Bernie Madoff at this point. He is in so deep, he doesn't know how to get out. He doesn't know how to tell you the truth. And he can't tell you the truth. Because if he did, he'd be crucified. The 2,500 people that he follows for whatever reason to give out the information to, the millions and thousands of messages he gets a day that he filters through himself, he brags about. This guy doesn't know how to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. This company went another quarter and lost even more money, and it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. I wish you guys the best of luck, or maybe I don't. Have a good night. Broke ass people.